The weather is getting coldest. We've had such fantastic weather here in Oklahoma in November, December. You know, we haven't had much of a problem. But when you store your boat for the winter, what position should you have your motor in? That's easy. Good morning, guys and gals. December 28. We are just about to use this year up. Absolutely. Only a couple, 2 or 3 days left. Looking at Proverbs 8:8. Everything I say is honest. Nothing I say is crooked or false. Wow, wow, wow. How many people can make that statement? Everything I say is honest. Nothing I say is crooked or false. And I'm going to throw a little more insight at the end of this thing about that because, just wait till the end. Here's what I wrote about that. Back in 2005, when I wrote The Catch of the Day, we have a new book coming out. We'll start reading from that in just a few days. January 1, it's called Catch a Better Life. New devotional book. Took me over a year to write. And they'll have that book ready about March. We should start accepting pre-orders on that book pretty quickly. As soon as I get a little bit closer to that date, we'll start doing that. And we'll personalize and autograph as many books as you want for yourself or your friends or whatever. I've got 10,000 copies pre-ordered just for our social media folks and all of my friends. And so you'll be able to order those books pretty quickly. Share if you are already subscribed to the Catch of the Day YouTube channel. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. Right now, over 18,000 great people on the Catch of the Day YouTube channel. Proverbs 8:8, everything I say is honest, nothing I say is crooked and false. There is a season. There is a season for just about every type of lure. Deep into the colder months, most professionals would recommend a jig or slow roll spinnerbait. Good advice, great advice, but never be afraid of trying just about any lure in any situation. When you think it will not work at all, pull one out of your box and try it. Might even try a topwater this time of the year. Remember that I've caught bass buzzing a spinnerbait in a snowstorm in the middle of December. That's exactly right. Did that in a tournament. Amazing. I actually think that I won the tournament and everybody was so amazed. How'd you catch those fish? Nobody believed me what I told them. There is absolutely no season whatsoever for lying. Honesty is indeed the best policy. So much of our society is built around lying to one another. You hear what I'm saying? It is so very sad. Most of our society is built around lying to one another, and we will forever, you hear me? We will forever be under God's condemnation as long as we continue that way. If we are saved, born-again Christian, we should not be lying, pure and simple. Think you don't lie? Let me give you a little thing to try. Tie a string around your finger today to remind you not to lie. See how many times you catch yourself rearranging the truth. Because every time you do, you're going to look down and see that string and say, oh my God, forgive me. Don't lie, don't lie. Now, see how difficult it is to always talk the straight and narrow with your words. It is so difficult because so many people have just built that into their way of life. They lie at the drop of a hat. They do it without even thinking about it. And there's a reason why God doesn't want us to lie. God knows if we're lying or telling the truth. It's the other people that we're lying to that don't always know. Many times they know. Because once you have a reputation for lying, nobody's going to believe anything you say. You know, I always we've got a little statement we make. Oh, my dad's not going to believe this, you know, or my mom's not going to believe this. All my friends are not going to believe this. And when I hear that statement, and they're not really mean it that way, but when I hear that, I think, well, if they're not going to believe that, they must be used to not believing what you say. So speaking the straight, honest truth all the time is difficult. I'm telling you. It's very, very, very difficult. And I told you I'd give you just a little more insight in this. If you take and read that entire Proverbs 8, when it says, everything I say is honest, that is wisdom speaking. That's right. That's wisdom speaking. Wisdom says, everything I say is honest. So if you have wisdom, that's how you'll speak, honestly. Nothing I say is crooked or false. That is wisdom saying that. That's not the writer of the proverb saying that. That is wisdom saying. And that is God's wisdom. That's what it is. How do we get God's wisdom in the first place? How do we get it? We know we can get older, we get wiser. We know that. That's just a fact of life. And we don't get smarter, but we get wiser. But we get God's wisdom the moment we're saved, when God puts his Holy Spirit inside of us. And it's that Holy Spirit that sometimes is that string around your finger when you get ready to tell something that's not true or say something that's not true. And we're really guilty about that a lot of times when we're talking about other people. Just really throw a little something in there that's kind of nice, juicy, jazz up the conversation a little bit, but it's not true. The Holy Spirit will give us a little nudge, and we'll look at that string on our finger that's not really there. It's in our heart. And we have a choice then. We can either go ahead and tell that lie, or we can use the wisdom that God has put in our heart. Here's our tip for today. I'm sure everybody got this one correct. Store your outboard motor in the down position to prevent your lower unit from freezing. That's right. If you will store your Mercury motor all the way down, the water will drain out of it, any water that's in there, and it'll help keep that from freezing. Now, you need to winterize your boats. That's not the only thing you want to do, just trim your motor down. But you always want to trim that motor down all the way. You want to winterize your boats. One of the things in winterizing your boats is to make sure that you have plenty of grease in that lower unit. Grease, not water. Grease won't freeze. Grease, not water. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.